I'm Steve Hassenplug, and this is my Minecraft layout for Brickworld Indy. And what I did on this is, the idea is sort of a cutaway. Instead of the big flat layout like we see a lot of the other layouts, this one is cut away so that you can sort of see underground, inside the mine. And there's different aspects here, so we can see, there's a lot more vertical that's showing than you see on most layouts. I'm not really a Minecraft expert, so I've had some consultations from my son and a few other kids give me some good advice on how everything should look inside this. But the whole key to this is the boxes. And we can look around here and see sort of where there's separate boxes. But like I can make one box. This box doesn't really have anything on it at all. It's just sort of an empty plate. But the boxes is 32 studs by 16 studs deep. And then we can put in it whatever we want to. In this case, we just have a bunch of TNT. That's a dangerous room. Don't go in there. But most of these don't really relate to the other cells around it. This one here, I have some water on the surface that sort of goes underground. So those are kind of tied together. But for the most part, they're all independent boxes. I do have at the bottom, I've got a mine cart that goes all the way across, goes up a hill and back down, sort of tying modules together. I do have, down on this end, I have my sort of museum, which is most of the brick events that I've gone to since 2002, and a lot of the figs that I've gotten specific to different events.
It's quite the collection of brick badges there.
Yeah, I think I've got a GBC slave and a band from GBC, both in the same room. I think I'm the only one with both of those.
That's an honor, really.
But this is set up so that all these are the same size. I've got a couple like this one goes on the end, which is a wider cell. It's actually 48 studs wide. Then up on top, I've got a 16 stud wide cell. But that just allows me to sort of interlock all these boxes as we go across. We can see back here, actually this cell right in the middle is a deeper cell. It goes, I think it's more than 16. It's about 24 studs deep, I think. So with this same sort of configuration, I'm able to set up a little bit of variation. I've got a cell here that has just 6 studs deep, so I can put just a walkway, like if you're just digging a single mine, or a shaft up if you want the vertical shaft. This is something that I just actually put in last week, sort of tying these cells together. So back down here you can kind of see where there's sort of a doorway where it goes into a dead end here, but this doorway allows them to tie these cells together as we go across. Then I've got a couple somewhat blank cells as we go, and then I'm able to vary the height. This is just another cell. In this case, just has a hill on it, so I can go up to get some vertical difference in height. We've got, of course, our mineral room and the end of our minecart, which this happens to just not end on this in this world. It's prepared to go off to the next world. My tunnel comes around the corner, as we can see, going into the nether regions. And again, this is all advice from my expert. We had to have this as low as we could. It's supposed to be way underground, but it's an entire 4 cells down. Again, this is one of the cells that's an irregular shape. It's essentially the size of three cells put together. And we can kind of see here's another blank cell, small cell. But this is sort of how I've got the whole style, so that the top can come off. And each of the cells is pretty much the same dimension. So they're actually set so that I could mount them in different ways. They have the exact same configuration.
It's very modular then, and it's easy to add and take away and switch stuff up.
The long-term plan for this is to make it so that other people are able to make cells and contribute to this. But yeah, I can move these and they all line up in whatever orientation I want to. As I said, most of the cells don't relate to the cell next to it, and that's part of the joy of this. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to, maybe in Chicago, have it set up so that people can build their own cells and bring them in. And then we'll be able to go several tables long. I don't think we'll go much taller than this because we don't want it so that we want to make sure that people can see the top and the bottom. Both kids and adults can see all the stuff that's showed off here. So I think we'll end up trying to make it a lot longer. This you can kind of see is not set up to be viewed from the back, but that's just part of the fun of Lego where you can kind of hide that.
There you go. You just get the nice looking front edge with all the action going on. So obviously when you look at this, there's a ton of gray in this, like 2x4 size and other bricks like that. Is that difficult to source for you?
I got a hold of a bunch of the 8x16 plates, and then most of this is just 2x4 brick. So nothing fancy about a large portion of it. I ran a little short on some of my gray 2x2s, so I had to make do with what I had. But then I've got a fair amount of the gray 2x2 tiles.
Yeah, nice. Well, I think it's a cool collab idea. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here in the future. And, you know, you made it with these nice little blocks, and so you're able to add to it very easily. And I think it looks like it's a great start here. So thanks for taking us through the build.
Thank you.